times, from the 9th century AD, when the rest of Black Africa was living in purely rural bush existence, we Yoruba created the first urbanized society on the African continent. And we were the only urbanized people for many, many centuries. So many parts of Africa were still did not have towns or cities even after until the British and the French came. That's one thing. So we are people who have a clear idea that we want to live dignified lives. So the second thing is this, that when in the 1950s, the British created three regions and gave each region semi-independence and set up a government to manage the semi-independence in their region. We Yoruba immediately jumped far ahead of all the regions and created the most democratic society, the most advancing society, built more roads, more water supply for cities, and created the first free primary education of the African continent, the first of a lot of things. Yes, and our region was so prosperous that we were lending money to the federal government. Yeah, we were lending money to the federal government, and sometimes we gave them outright grants. Our civil service was the best administrative unit on the African continent. Okay, we loaned personnel to the federal government, or we gave them personnel so as to help the civil service to develop. So we are not part of Nigeria, really. Okay, thank you so much, bro. Let me make sure who we are.
And a very good morning and welcome to the live transmission. It's coming up to 3:30 a.m. as we continue on our reasons why the Yoruba nation is the right thing to do at this right time. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàárọ̀ níbi tí ẹ bá wà, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ dẹ̀ káàsán, nítorí pé we are all in different time zone around the world. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọlá Yomi Koiki, and everybody knows the platform as Koiki Media. Yoruba nation is not new in the world. Àwa ọmọ Yorùbá a kì í ṣe àjòjì sí àgbáyé. But one thing is, as many people do not want the Yoruba people to have their own nation. And one of those people are the Yoruba politicians, our elite, that refuse to accept the truth that the Nigeria of today is no longer viable. The Nigeria that we know today is no longer working. As we look into that again this early hours of the morning, as we talk about it, what do we need to know? Kí ló dé tí àwọn tó jẹ́ political parties nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, àwọn politicians, kí ló dé tí wọ́n fi fara mọ́ the Yoruba nation? And why is it that they are not saying much? I will try and see how we can do justice to that. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti fìdí kalẹ̀ láti tún fi gbọ́ àlàyé lórí àwọn ìdí kókó tí a fi ń sọ fún àwọn tó ń bẹ nílé pé the politicians are not going to be ready to fix the damage that have been done in that contraction known as Nigeria. Most of them are also part of the reason why Bubule Yoruba rí bó ṣe rí yẹn. So that is part of my conversation this morning, and we're going to be going into it in just about a few minutes. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 3:32 a.m. as we're going to do justice to that as we've done in the past. Let us first start with the beautiful anthem, and from there on, we go straight into the conversation. 3:33 a.m., 26th day of July 2023. We are now already half in the month of 2023. 6 months gone. How many more years do you want to stay? How many more years lefe dúró kó tó di pé ẹ máa accept that the Nigeria that you love is not going to work? Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ni ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. And a very good morning once again. Àwọn ni à ń pè ní politicians ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. How do we identify who is a politician? There are so many ways tí a lè fi recognize the politicians, whether from the local, the state, or the federal. Gbogbo àwọn tó bá ti ní àwọn gbé igbá ìbò nínú Nigeria, gbogbo àwọn tó bá ti sọ pé we are part of a political system, àwọn ni à ń pè ní politicians. And the politicians are spread across every part of Yorubaland. And politics is also played into every part of the Yoruba state. Tebalosi, Kwara State, we have different political parties that have been coming out almost every year, or every 4 years rather. Kini campaign wọn? Their campaign is to say to àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé we are going to change your lives. We will turn things around and a máa make a better opportunity. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, àwọn wo ló ń pè ní politician? Báwo lẹ ṣe máa recognize wọn? Báwo lẹ ṣe máa dá wọn mọ̀? How do we differentiate who is a politician and who is not a politician? The only way you can differentiate them nígbà tó bá jáde during political time, tó gbégbá ìbò, whether it is the big party that we know or the smaller ones that we know. As long as anybody bá ti jáde within the Yorubaland, tó ní ẹ wá dìbò fún mi, tẹ́ bá ti dìbò fún mi, màá ṣe léyìí, màá ṣe tọ̀hún. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni à ń pè ní politician. And the question then is, àwọn politicians yẹn, how truthful are they when it comes to the quest fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kó dá dúró, rather than running in the same political parties or the political terrain? Most of them believe that they are doing the best. And their best means that we must accept our fate underneath them. A gbọ́dọ̀ gbà tó bá sọ fún wa, because they are the one that knows the best, while we will probably not know the best. Ìbéèrè tí ó jẹ́ kí a wá máa bi these political or these politicians or political parties is that when actually are they ready to make Nigeria or our territory a better place? When are they going to do that? Or when are they likely to do such? This is the question we should ask them. Tabatin ba wọn pàdé ní gathering, tabatin ba wọn pàdé ní gbogbo ibi tí olúkálùkù wa bá ti ní opportunity to engage them. Ìgbà wo gangan ló fẹ́ fix a territory yẹn? Most of the time, they will tell you that it takes time to fix the territory. Let's read this article that was put together by Professor Banji Adebanji Akintoye, the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination Group. And this was on the 8th of January, 2023, according to Nigerian Tribune, which I'm also going to be sharing the link for those that might want to read further after I have done mine. One of our biggest problems in Yorubaland is our politicians, and they are not ready to accept the truth that the Nigeria tí wọ́n fẹ́, the Nigeria tí wọ́n gbèrò is not going to work. But what they will do is to convince our loved ones at home that they should continue to believe in them. Nítorí pé they will fight on our behalf. And in reality, Tabanika wo the political space from 1999 till date, some of them have been fighting, whether for the true cause or whether it's just for their own selfish gain. Anybody know can always play back and ask that question. Some politicians are they being truthful when it comes to our reasons that we are now saying we should review the entity called Nigeria? Politics have always been played. Conscientiously, and when you play politics, politics is played in 195 countries around the world. Until date, most countries play politics according to how they see it. But are the political parties in Yoruba territory, are they likely to solve the day-to-day activities of the problem that is confronted by our people? Do you think they can really work towards that and fix some of the problems that we complain about, regardless of whichever one you want to take? Ǹjẹ́ rò pé àwọn political parties whether they are the small ones or the big ones that we know, do you really think that they can fix our problem? Tẹ́ bá wá rò pé wọ́n lè fix it, how much time do we need to give them? How much time should we give them? Since you believe that they can fix it, how much time? 20 years? 30 years? Mukiya to Bimilomo, very good morning to you. How many more years? Because the Yoruba politicians know that the end of Nigeria is very, very near. But they are not going to accept it because they are part and parcel of the problem. But the argument from their own end will always be that ẹ jẹ́ ká túbọ̀ ṣe sùúrù And they have been saying these, as far as I know, for a very long time, at least to some of our knowledge, whether during the regional government, we played politics before the independence of Nigeria. We actually played politics because politics la play that we were able to get the regional government agreement during the time of negotiation of Nigeria. But can we say that the power is why they are not really going to support the quest for IT and campaign for Yoruba nation? Not that the politicians don't know that is the best option right now, but they are power hungry and their power intoxication. And their own belief is that when we have the power, we will be able to do the best for the Yoruba people. My question then is, are we really sure that these politicians will do the best for us? Let's first go back to from 1999. Everybody was excited after a very long military rule that finally nílẹ̀ Yorùbá à ń padà sí ibi tí a ti lè ṣe politics. Politics, as we know, is grassroots. Politics is from the local, state, local government. So the engagement from 1999, Tabanika War, in reality, has been very fruitful because many of our Yowanile all accept me since we have returned back to democracy and we are in democratic system, we should participate. That led to many people participating in politics because as far as they're concerned, that is the only way they can have their voice heard. So ẹlòmíì ládùúgbò ló ti máa píkẹ̀ pé arákùnrin, arábìnrin, you can be a politician. I want to read Surah. I want to read how you've been engaging within. I'm talking from the local government level now. Because láti inú local government ló ti máa ń sọ fún àwọn tó wà lókè pé arákùnrin á lè bá yín ṣiṣẹ́ because ó jẹ́ akíkanjú èèyàn within the territory. But are we sure that all these have really changed anything in the political space for 24 years? Or is it still too early that some of us that are now saying that we should have our sovereignty because I want to ṣe politics, they might not see the reason why we should have a sovereignty, but they want to play politics in a system that is not working. Most people, for years, that they were running these politics in a complete messed up system. The system that was never going to work. But our political elite, they didn't tell us that. So we all got involved, genuinely. That is why today, Elumiani, we not about politics, but after 10 years, 20 years, serving these political parties with good intention. Some people went in there for good intention. Not everybody that went into politics are criminals, like the ones that we are saying in the 21st century. Some people wanted to serve the people. Tabawo Nigerian community in UK, where I live, we've seen many Nigerians participated in politics from the local as well, because it is from the local that you will now be appointed to the national. And whether we like it or not, let me see if I can get, before I go back to the article of Babakitoye, the Nigerians that are, involved in political party in UK, and I can tell you there are so many of them. There are a lot of them, and they are doing very well. Whether in the independent parties, whether in the parties that we know, there are few Nigerians that have participated in the who is a British Nigerian politicians, quite a number of them. Let's just go with the ones that I will probably pick up at random and hopefully, okay, I think I can go back to 2017. So let's go back to 2017. I've met some of them and I've not met some of them as well. Kódà mo rántí nígbà tí bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ wá sí UK, there was a Nigerian MP tó jọmọ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó ń wà ní abẹ́ conservative that came as well to meet Kabiyesi during his engagement with Nigerians or the Yorubas community just opposite the parliament. So let's go back to 2017, according to the cable, June 9, in case you want to reference that back. Onowura Kate Osamo, that I know very well, Onosoya, meet the 7 British Nigerians elected into the UK Parliament. So in 2017, we have about 7 Nigerians, politicians, that have gone to the top. And I'm talking about the end, because when you are MP, which, in case you don't know what it means, in the United Kingdom, a member of parliament known as MP is an individual elected to serve. I want you to take note of that word, served, in the House of Commons, the lower house of the parliament in the United Kingdom. It is equivalent to our Notani, our senator. That is what I can link it with. Fẹ́yìntì wà nílé láti lè get understanding kan tí mò ń sọ. So tí bá sọ pé ní Ọ̀yọ́ state, ta ni senator yín? Some of you probably don't even know anyway. Or some of you knows them because during the campaign trail of these political parties, you were the one that was working very hard for them from the grassroots. Ẹ̀yin lẹ lọ campaign fún wọn. Ẹ̀yin lẹ lọ fún àwọn èèyàn ní hope pé tí and I'll just give names at random. The one that I probably know frequently is, Yayi. Everybody knows Yayi very well. Okay. You can also comment which of your own senator. That is if you know them. Tó bá mọ orúkọ senator ẹ, o lè fi sínú comment section. Some of you don't even know the name anyway. Ẹ ṣáà kàn mọ̀ pé there's a senator, but you don't know who actually is serving you. But there are some few key actors that knows them. Àwọn yẹn ni wọ́n máa ń gbé lọ sí àdúgbò. Àwọn yẹn ló máa ń pè ní àwọn grassroots politician. Everybody knows them. Àwọn ìyá kan wà. They bring ọmọ náà àwọn ni bàbá sàlẹ̀, àwọn ni ìyá sàlẹ̀. So àwọn ló máa wá force senator yẹn pé tó bá ti dijọ́ ìbò, Senator Yayi Ọlámilékan ni kò tẹ̀ka fún. In reality, wọ́n jẹ nínú that phase of these people. But Yayi is not serving you. because as far as it's concerned, òun ti linky serving of the people, ó ti ní intermediary person. So rather than serving the whole community, everybody is now trying to get somebody else because they get Yayimo. And that goes to every single one of them as well. You don't get him because he's not serving you anyway. But during the campaign trail, the message is, ẹ dìbò fún Ọlámilékan Yayi, tó bá ti dé Senate, á lọ máa ṣojú wa níbẹ̀. But in fairness, in reality, fàbú ni gbogbo yẹn. Yayi bá débẹ̀ is not going to respect any one of you anymore. Even to have a town hall meeting engagement with you, you will not see. So that is the equivalent of member of parliament. But in UK, the difference is clear. When these British Nigerians, in reality, they shouldn't be called British Nigerians because there's nobody called Nigeria. But nítorí pé wọ́n ti change the phrase of who we are from the 1914 amalgamation, these individuals should be representing, I don't know which area they're from, but let's just say for argument's sake, Osama will probably be from the southeast. So normally, tó bá yẹ pé there was no amalgamation, she will be known as Igbo British politician, Yoruba British politician, Hausa British politician, Bini. That is if there was never anything called amalgamation. But Mama representative wa nibi by niye. But what they have done now is they've just merged everybody again together in UK because that is who they say we are. Only we are Nigerians. But in fairness, in the real reality, the word Nigeria is a scam. The word Nigeria was never existing until the same parliament that enacted the amalgamation have now got more Nigerians that are also participating in the politics in UK. Whether they were born here is not the issue. As long as you have the right to live in UK, I can go and become a politician. That is if I want to really serve the people. But serving the people here is not what they are doing on the other side. That makes it why we are asking, who truly is serving you? And we're going to serving. When people say, our politicians are there, you then ask, where is those politicians? In Bolawa? Are they in your local government? Are they in the state? Are they representing you in the House of Reps? Are they representing you as your senator? As far as you are concerned, some of you will never even have any dialogue with them. But let me now come back and give you the difference between the political parties here in UK that engage with the people. Let's talk about one of them. Before that, let's read some of the articles. 7 Nigerians emerged victorious in the recent parliamentary election held in the United Kingdom. Most of them retained their constituency, just like Yayi and the rest of whoever you can talk about. You can put the names in the comment section. That is, even if you're not in Nigeria, you should be able to know who's representing you in your own local government. But we're not in play politics anyway. Some of us start saying, you know what, it is not worth it. So if you know the names of those that was representing you within the Yoruba land in your own local government, don't share agbenuso fún wa ní Senate, ní House of Reps. Put it in the comment section. And then start asking the question. Má bother nípa any other state. keep to your own state so that key Oma strain array. What you should then ask is, in the last 24 years of this politics don't play in Nigeria, in your own state, ma bother nepa state on this state because ofilo money. Keep to your state, keep to your local government, and start asking, Talo ti represent me in the local government me in the last 24 years? And how far have they done to support that local government? Tó bá ti lè mọ̀ yẹn, wàá wá realize pé tẹ́ni yẹn bá ṣe dáadáa, fine. Tó bá ṣe dáadáa, that means pé they were never there to serve the people. Let's go back again to 2017, according to the cable, June 9, precisely. Most of them retain their constituency, having secured victory in the 2015 general election. We bring you highlight of these citizens who have brought honor to the most populous Black nations on earth. Do you now know that honor I'm talking about these members of parliament, if they are meant to now do the same thing in Nigeria, láti wá contest, láti wá represent yín, do you know that they are likely not to succeed? They will fail woefully. They will fail to the extent that idea tó ń gbé bọ̀, initiative tó feel pé I want to gain as a member of parliament here in UK, by the time they get to their territory, whether in the southeast, because Chi Onowura, she's not a Yoruba woman, I can tell from the name, tó bá gbé experience yìí lọ sí ilẹ̀ Igbo, she will fail. And I'll give you an example. We all know, was she Kemi, not Kemi, the one that served with the, was it Buhari government, the finance minister? I'll find her name now. Yeah, Kemi Adeosun. Do you know that Kemi Adeosun was born on the 9th of March, 1967, probably 7 years after independence of the country that was never meant to be in the first place? Is a former finance minister of Nigeria and also former chairman of the Board of African Export and Import, Afrexim Bank. What do we know about her? Why did she fail? Kí ló dé tí ó fail? As she didn't, I don't think whether she was able to do anything in UK in terms of politics, but we know that her background, which I'll give you, her career, she was well read from this part of the globe. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ti gbé níbí báyìí, ó kàwé. It does not matter how read you are. It does not matter how intelligent or know you are. There is a system that is in this part of the globe that if you are able to follow the system to some extent, you can come back to Nigeria and succeed. But there is a system in Nigeria that doesn't enable people to succeed. You can ask yourself that individually, whether it is true or false. A lot of you know that there is just something that is floating within that particular system. And I'll tell you why, because the system that you want to go and fix in the entity, in the contraction, in the zoological Nigeria, as an example, the quicker one a lot of you will have seen on the news network is the case of Emefiele. I don't care whether Emefiele is guilty or not. It is up to the court to decide that, not me, but an allegation. And anybody that has an allegation, okay, somebody says, Adigun Abbas return as a federal rep in my constituency in Oyo State. Thank you so much. You can also put your own as well. At least, representative, whether you're a diaspora or you are in Nigeria. in Yorubaland. And I don't think I've seen as many of you writing the name of your constituency or even the name of those representing you. But Babawa Rahim Awoni Adigun Abbas returned as the federal. As much as we put every one of them together, some of them might even have good intention, but there's just this system that is there that doesn't want them to succeed. And one of them will accept me, well, if that is the way the system operates in Yorubaland, if this is how the system operates in Nigeria, I might as well just follow the protocol. And that is what most of them are doing. It's just 4 minutes past 4 a.m. Good morning to everyone as we continue to look at again the topic in front of me that says Yoruba politicians knows that the end of Nigeria is very near. Time for them to accept Yoruba nation. No political parties, I repeat, no political parties can fix the rot of that country called Nigeria. Look at what played out in the court premises regarding Emefiele. Tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ lawyer to study in the UK, ṣó feel pé ọlọ́pàá or the highest equivalent to the DSS in UK, àwa máa bá immigration, no, àwọn prison warder, wájọ máa yaṣọ mọ́ra wọn lọ́rùn ní prison, no, nínú court. Ìwọ tó ní òfẹ́ Yoruba nation, but you are a legal representative here in UK. O máa lọ represent àwọn èèyàn, whether charge of bail, whether it's a small scale or big scale. Would you ever love to go and represent somebody in Nigeria and the court tell you that àti fún arákùnrin ní bail, ẹ gbé padà lọ sí prison, kó dẹ̀ fine tune bail, kó dẹ̀ fi sílẹ̀ títí tá máa fi pè wá sí ilé ẹjọ́ padà? But the DSS said orí judge yẹn ò pé, kò mọ tó ń sọ, àwa làwa ṣì ní custody ẹ̀. Who actually owns that custody? Is it the DSS or is it the Nigerian prison warden? Because àwọn olóyè kọ́ gbé Emefiele padà lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn, kó dẹ̀ fine tune bail ẹ̀, because àwọn kọ́ ló máa sọ fún Emefiele pé ẹlẹ́wọ̀n ni. Judge ló máa make a decision. Lawyer máa represent Emefiele, government lawyer máa represent the government lawyer láti wá sọ pé Emefiele yìí àwọn bá bọ̀n lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, àwọn bá dis lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. This is why we are saying that it does not matter how intelligent tó bá jẹ́ as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman, ọmọdé, àgbàlagbà, arúgbó, omidan, gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá tẹ́ ti play politics, gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá tẹ́ ti play politics, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ sì fẹ́ play politics, the system is not going to make you prosper. It's as simple as that. A lot of you have good intention. I'm moving in between. Let's go back to Kemi Adeosun. Mo iti katiku baba. Keep that headline. Power-seeking Yoruba politicians have betrayed us. Professor Banji Akintoye. This was January 8, 2023. Mo ń try láti hold yẹn. Mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ mú yín lọ round. Kẹ́ fi ní reason and understanding why nothing seems to be working. Keep to your mass stress array. Má ní òun wá constituency tèmi níjẹ̀bú Òde. Bó bá jẹ́ o bá ti marry, ẹni tó marry fún yẹn o lè máa wá tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ náà ní state wọn, because some of you are from Ekiti, ará Ondo lẹ́fẹ́, ẹlòmíì ará Kwara lẹ́fẹ́. Then you can look into their constituency, but má strain arẹ too much. Keep it to the local government level alone. Because tó bá ti ń try pé o fẹ́ mọ gbogbo 33 local government tó wà lọ́yọ̀ọ́, your head will burst, because by the time they open the book for you, you realize that the danger, the damage, the system, the corruption, they failed. These politicians are never there to serve anybody. But in UK, they are there to serve me. I can book an appointment with my MP, which is called the Member of Parliament, wanting to surgery every month. And I can go there and just say, thank you, and I walk away. Or I can go there and say, local government tí mo wà yìí, wọ́n ní mi lára, mo béèrè fún kankan, wọ́n fún mi lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ mi, mo ní mo fẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ mi lọ sí school kan, wọ́n jẹ́ kó lọ síbẹ̀, mo park mọ́tò mi, wọ́n kọ̀ wá pick it. You can literally take the problem tó kò ń ṣe ní national level ni mo ń sọ, because politics is local, and all your politicians in Yorubaland will want to fail in. But they know that the next thing that can make that failure Tamafi revive a pada is to stop this vehicle. This man knows that as well. He told us this just less than gbogbo tígbà tí Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kò tí pé 20 years. Gbogbo ìgbà tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ yìí tó wà ní exile kò tí pé 20 years. Kí ló sọ? I don't believe in one Nigeria. Kí ló lè wá happen to change along the line? Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi náà ṣe sọ pé I don't believe in one Nigeria. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tèmi náà bá rí opportunity kan in the future, èmi náà wá kó gbọ̀rọ̀ mi jẹ, màá ní má bínú ẹ̀ mọ́ Yorùbá. Nígbà yẹn mo rò pé bàbá kí tó yẹn sọ òtítọ́ fún wa ni. I'm just giving an example. I don't know what Tinubu saw that changed his mind that Nigeria is now working. You can put that in the comment section. From 1999, he's been in government. He wanted an ambition. He was seeking for power. He got the power, one way or the other, whether legitimately, and I'm not talking from this 2023 election, because I want to more that they can tell you that in 1999 from the local politics, the grassroots. Ask yourself that. Don't ask me that. You can go and ask those that know. Ṣé Tinubu gangan ló tọ́ sí ní 1999? Or were there other people that was also trying to contest the same seat to contest for? Or is it because it was closer to another politician that was killed, Tibubuamo, don't put an MKO, and it was a front of the Nadeco? Do you now think that it will serve you, as I am trying to join the politicians in UK as against the politician in Nigeria? Kí ló dé tí òun ò lè serve wa for us to be living successfully, as at the time it was on the state level? Don't ask me. Go and check his record, because tabaso nisin any record kan wà, ẹ̀yin ní kẹ́ lọ máa mú record yẹn jáde fẹ́yìn tí ó serve. Let's come back again to Kemi Adeosun. What do we know about Kemi Adeosun? Àti gbọ́ pé wọ́n bí ní ọmọ March ni. Kemi Adeosun she's very, very intelligent. Far way intelligent than Zainab in ọmọ Hausa tó lọ gbé wá yẹn, after tí Kemi Adeosun was removed. Was Kemi Adeosun removed because she was trying to do something different, but the system did not want her to? Or was she stepping on toes that she was not meant to step on? Like I said, we have brilliant Nigerians, as we are called, across board, regardless of wherever they are. But do you really think? I'm monitoring one at the moment. I don't want to mention his name. is in somewhere in the southeast. I will wait till the tenure of that particular government end. It was one very close to me. He's from the southeast. He's an Igbo. I've seen him here serving the community. He's now also serving under one of the governors in the southeast. I was saying to my wife the other day, how can they take a town hall meeting that he would not have done if he was in UK? A town hall meeting that should happen in their state is moved to Abuja. So that means me, if I want to engage that governor and I'm from that state in Southeast, I will now have to board a vehicle and travel to Abuja for a town hall meeting. Or maybe the town hall meeting was not for the people in the state, it's for the residents or the indigene of that state living in Abuja. But this man that served in this country for 10 years or more in the grassroots would never have taken a meeting in his own constituency that I know very well. I don't want to give too much information about him, but it would be my eye mark. And I will interview him at the appropriate time, but not now. I will then be able to, because if I interview him now, it will probably just give me what I want to hear, because he's still in the government. He's working with one of the governors in Southeast. He's a very close friend of mine, and I respect him so much, and I still respect him. Let's come back to Kemi Adeosun. Somebody saying that Dosunmu was supposed to be the governor, but his corny ways was able to convince the Babas in Afenifere who chose him, but he later betrayed them. And I believe they're talking about Tinubu. So they say that somebody called Dosunmu. I don't know the politics in Nigeria that much, apart from the one that we've read and the one that about it in the course of this movement. But somebody is confirming, one of our grandmothers. Maybe there might be somebody else. You might want to tell me. But there's a name that always rings bell each time we talk about Lagos State. And that is Funshaw Williams. At least I know that name was a very, very powerful name in Lagos State. All we had was he died. How he died? What led to his death? Who could be behind it? What could be the motives? These are the questions that an investigator will be asking, or a journalist. Williams. Is it because of politics? Was he stepping on the toes of people? Let's leave that and quickly finish with Kemi Adeosun at 16 minutes past 4 a.m., 26th of July, 2023. And I want to make sure that this program doesn't last more than 2 hours. And I've already done 49 minutes so far. Again, the topic of discussion, Yoruba politicians knows that the end of Nigeria is near. Time for them to accept the truth. Nigeria is not for them. They are not going to represent us. They will never serve you. You might not want to accept it yourself, but play back and ask, in 24 years of politics played in Nigeria, in Yorubaland, in Yoruba territory, have these people really served you? Or have they served only few people? Because most time people must say, in your dada. The question is it in your dada for few people or for the community? Let's complete with Kemi Adeosun swiftly. She had a very good early life and a very good education system. From what we are told, Kemi Adeosun was born in London. That means she was very, very grasped from the very young age. If you're born here, you are likely to be very, very not brilliant, but average. But you could be brilliant, and you could also top it up with Eledumare that loves a lot of Yoruba people. Tomafuanimo. Adeosun Kemi was born on the 9th of March 1967 in London. And when I say London, that is England, just to bring it down. To what I call the Nigerian parent, just like we have given birth to our children here as well. Some of us that are living here. So what you will do to my children is exactly what they've done to Kemi Adeosun. Even if I don't want to go too far with this. Kemi Adeosun. Those of you telling me to forget about Yoruba nation and let's play politics, you will do the same thing with my children when the time comes and they want to come out, serve the people. Because the way they are trained here is different from the way you are training your children in Nigeria. And you can disagree with me, but I'll give you an example. We saw a pastor praying for a newborn baby. Everybody saw the video. I don't want to go and bring the video out. Everybody saw the video. She was actually praying using the Bible and telling that child that that child will also be as corrupt. In Yoruba, èdè Yorùbá ló fi ń ṣàdúrà fún ọmọ ẹ̀ pé ó máa fi pen á fi yíwèé. We saw in the southeast recently, from what we are told, because Nigeria is a very, very drama country. But what we are told and what the girl said that I changed my result in JAM, whether she was forced to say that, which we know that Nigeria is not a stable country. So I will only go in accordance to what she said and what the public are saying. But if I play back and say, did it happen? I don't know. But we have seen that even those that are leading you up to the president himself, whether it's Buhari couldn't find a school cert. Tinubu has, a bit of cunning around his own career. He can't give us a full background. It's like there's something missing, something missing, something missing. So if the young girl in the southeast also have changed her result, she met it with some people like Ibori. Ibori took out, let's even say we don't know how much Ibori took out, but the latest figure, the British government wants to confiscate 100 million pounds of Ibori's money in UK. That is the money, that is the money that is meant to have served the people. Ibori was not allowed to move that money out as a governor because the money is not for him. Ibori lived in UK, but living in UK prior to him becoming the governor, evidence proved that Ibori was a fraudster in UK. Like some of you watching me right now, you don't want a sovereignty because not every one of you, but some of you, by the time we go back and look at your record, which if you become even, some of you are not even politicians yet. Because I know a particular guy. If I mention his name now, you go and check him on Instagram, you will see it there. He put honorable. He take picture with all these big people in Nigeria, but he's a fraudster, as far as I'm concerned, because it's not an honorable. Why you put honorable on your name? He will take picture, he will upload it. The very first that I knew was a fraudster is when we met in the hotel. He lives here as well. He's in Lagos as I speak to you right now. He takes pictures with all the politicians. You might disagree with me, but we saw that. I'm just giving you the background of those that doesn't want the system to change. We saw the one that works with Abiodun. I don't know his name. Maybe some of you can remind me. He's been jailed in America for fiddling into the benefit system in America. But he was employed by Abiodun as an SA like they do, but he was a criminal. Everybody knows that these people. You all know, everybody. But but they don't want the system to work. So what they are going to do is they will work closer with politicians in Nigeria, in Yorubaland, so that they can become somebody, and then they become a little bit powerful. Ibori was one of them. Ibori lost out during Yaradua's death, but it seems that Ibori is coming back because we saw Ibori again in Aso Rock. The same Ibori that was jailed for money laundering. If we don't even know how much Ibori had, but what I knew then was Ibori was living in Dorset. I know Dorset very well because I buy a computer from a particular company in that area. I drove there, some years back, very long distance. The same Ibori was living in London, or UK rather, and he was already a fraudster before he became a governor. So definitely going to become a governor was just as easy for him to siphon money. And today, people in Delta State that Ibori govern, they can't have the basic things of life because Ibori took out the money that was meant to use for the state. We saw Ajimobi, he's dead now, Abi, okay. We saw that he had a house in America. Well, he could have the money to buy the house, but is it the government money or is it his own personal money? Keep asking yourself the truth that everybody knows. So I'm going to just wrap it up quickly with Kemi Adeosun so that I can move swiftly away from her. Adeosun was born, like you said, in London in 1967 to Nigerian parents who both hails from my state, Ogun State. Very beautiful. Her father was a government civil engineer, and she was the third child of her father out of the 4 children. Adeosun Kemi earned a Bachelor of Science degree in economics from a public university located in the borough Newham, London, called University of East London. I want you to take note of that word. She did not study in a private university. That means she was just a local girl. I'm sure I'm already Kemi Adeosun to one program. Now. Some of us, we know those people, we are friends, The university is just a local university. It's not like anything. Maybe one day I will take you on a ride to that university and you'll be asking yourself, so BT Kemi Adeosun Lele? And I'll say yes. Just local. But that local is the same thing that you want to also come and study here, but on international fee. That is a business center. But for Kemi Adeosun, she was born here, London girl. When she was growing up, she went to secondary school. I'm sure maybe it's a girls' school only, doing that peperepe, brilliant. And someone said, oh, fikilele, let's go out and drink. Let's just, no. Because she had a future that she wants to come and serve her people in Nigeria. But Nigeria was not ready to allow her to serve. They took her out. They destroyed her. How many people have heard about her anymore? She's gone silent. She has gone silent. Let's go further. So, you can check out University of East London. But forget it. Go and look for money, okay? You will need a lot of money. A lot of money to come and study in that same public university that you have in Lagos. Because Lagos State University, Unilag, is a public university, but can never compare with the University of East London. Far away, far behind. University of Obafemi Awolowo is a local university. Is meant to be competing with University of East London. They should be sharing partnership, brilliant students from both sides, but it's as rotten as tissue paper. Give me another one. Ekiti State University. All these universities have been destroyed. All you now do is just smoke igbo, sleep with each other. You probably have brilliant people come out of it, but they're using it to do POS. They're driving Okada. I thought they say Sheyi Makinde is an engineer. All the roads in Oyo State, omiti ya gbogbo patapata. Ibo ló ti rí engineer. All these individuals should just remove these names that they put behind their name. Because when you hear engineer, I think he's using, is it Omi Tuntun 2 point something, 2.1? All these politicians, they are all not serving you. But àwọn èèyàn tó wà nílé ní, they are serving us. Just leave us like that. No problem. 28 minutes past 4 a.m. in London. My name is Olayemi Koiki. This is Koiki Media, and we are talking about Yoruba politicians knows that the end of the country is near. Let me not waste too much of my time on Kemi Adeosun so that it doesn't look like she's the reason for me sitting here. Let's come back quickly to Babakintoye on this article, and I'll try to read everything, and then I might see if I can do some justice to it based on what I'm reading. And I'm picking this for the first time. What I've just typed in case you don't know, let me first save this one so I don't lose it. So let's close Kemi Adeosun. Kemi Adeosun read, East London. She had a postgraduate diploma in public finance and management from the University of London. She also attended various executive meeting programs for her professional careers, blah, blah, blah. She was attending Institute of Chartered Accountant of England and Wales in 1994. That was when I was almost completing my secondary school. So somebody like her is well grasped, ready to fix Nigeria to her own capability. Kemi Adeosun, her career as an accountant assistant at the British Telecom, BT. Maybe some of you don't know that. BT, because it is only now that we have Virgin, we have all these other networks. But BT was the monopoly then. But what break it? Very, very expensive. To buy any BT line, we are like a big people in London. Because not everybody, they'll do a credit check before they give you a BT line. But now, probably, everybody can get it. But then, when I came here in 1998, to get a BT line, no be moi. She worked there. And then from 1989 to 1990, after which she moved to Goodman Jones, London, working as a senior auditor officer. While she was working in all these companies in UK, if she has done anything wrong, even the smallest, they will have chucked her out because her integrity would have gone. This was probably why she said, let me now come back to Nigeria. Kemi maintained this role from 2011 to 2015. She was the key part of God. It was the Ibukunle Amosu that brought her in. Mission to build, which turned around economic fortune of the state. In November 2015, I'm just going to do quick justice on that quickly, and we move on. In November 2015, Adeosun Kemi was appointed Nigerian Minister of Finance by Buhari on recommendation. Kill end of Shefun that destroy her career in Nigeria. During the annual general meeting of Afrimax in Abuja to commemorate the 25th, blah, 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 Adeosun was elected the chairman of the board of the bank. Kemi Adeosun succeeded the outgoing chairman, Indajima Uzo, Minister of Finance of the Republic of Rwanda. Adeosun ended up to be what they called the NYSC certificate scandal. Somebody knew something about that. They pulled it out. That became a shock absorber. But I think she resigned, if I'm right. She had to go. On July 7, 3 years after she came to be the Minister of Finance, trying to fight who is stealing money, who is the only. Let me do proper auditing. Me, I be British girl. I go deal with you now very well. Where you think they come from? We don't do this in London. Where I work as a British girl, we make sure we vet everything. We make sure that who is bringing the. Why you not bringing crude oil there? We are paying you. Why me, I'm a finance minister, I'll be paying you for the crude oil where you not bring. She wanted to serve the people, as far as I know. But they went to say, hey, shut up, this Oyibo woman. No can't talk. The time where they come to government, no be we paddle your NYC certificate. The same people that paddle the certificate, they pull it out, unplug it, the rest is history, and move away from Kemi Adeosun. They destroyed her. Now let's come back again. Power seeking. Renowned historian and the chairman of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationality Alliance for Self-Determination, NINAS. That was when we were still with NINAS, I believe. Professor Banji Akintoye has lambasted politicians of Yoruba extraction for massively betraying the Yoruba people. But àwọn Yoruba tó betray, kí lẹ́ ń sọ? Ibẹ̀ ń bú Bàbá Akintoye ni. Imagine Bàbá Akintoye ń gbèjà àwọn tó ń betray, àwọn tó ń betray. Okay, what is he talking about again? Is it the same thing he's talking about? We should break up Nigeria. The same people that they are betraying from their local government, the same Yoruba people tí à ń jẹ tó ń nà yín lójoojúmọ́, tó ń betray yín, tá à ń pariwo fún, àwa la wá di enemy. You might be asking, I'll tell you, we are families. There's nothing wrong. What is so deep gone? I just saw my son next to me saying he wants yogurt. And I thought, you know what? I might just do 2 hours and then go back to bed. Imagine if not only òun fẹ́ mu yogurt, ó specify nǹkan tó fẹ́. My wife is sleeping. She's tired. I know the time my wife must have gone to bed. But imagine sin. Ó ti fọ gbogbo aṣọ àwọn ọmọ yìí lọ sí school lọ wọ́n wà on holiday. But ó ti fọṣọ. Aṣọ ló kún bíbá mi sin. I can't show you. Ó ti fọṣọ. Gbogbo kitchen ó ti tidy it up. Ó ti tidy gbogbo nulẹ̀ up. So she must have slept just after 2 because I went to bed. After I came back, you all saw my activities outdoor. That is when I'm outdoor. You know when I'm outdoor because you see me. I went to bed just before 11 o'clock. I was very tired. Now, nígbà tó ọmọ yẹn náà fẹ́ yogurt. Immediately gbọ́. Ṣé ẹ kémi tún máa wá sùn? Kí wọ́n á ní kí ìyàwó mi dìde kó lọ mú yogurt fún. Ṣorí pé ọkọ tó dà nìyẹn. Ọkọ burúkú nìyẹn. I had to wake up. Mo wá sí kitchen. Imagine kí wá sí fridge yẹn. Àní yogurt nílé. Kí ni mo lè fún ọmọ yìí o? Ní kankan nínú ilé. That is what is happening in the household of every Yoruba people. Bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Báwọn ọmọ tí náà ṣe ń jí nìyẹn pé dáàdì ebi lọ́sùn padà. Gàrí lásán gan ẹ̀ lè bù sómi fún kó mu. I'm not talking about those that are okay. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo iná lólóṣì. Some of you are doing very well. This is the betrayal that we are concerned about. Into Jimmy padà. Tó bá yẹ pé ọmọ yẹn ò béèrè yogurt, to be honest, I will still be sleeping. This is the reason why you are seeing me at these early hours again. Now, ask yourself the same thing. I'm not talking about àwọn tó kneel because some people have, but let's talk about the millions of even Nigerians, as I speak to you right now, that their children are waking the parent and saying, we are hungry, and there's nothing in the kitchen to give them. That is a system that we are fighting for, the betrayer. But we have now become the target. I can provide for this young boy. And the moment okay, for me a few minutes. I come with evidence. Just give me a few minutes. sókè. Èyí tí mò ń wá ó wà ọlọ́run ṣe sọ pé ìrìn àjò wa ọlọ́run ayé kó máa dààmú èèyàn. Èyí tí mò ń wá gangan lélẹ̀. Oúnjẹ tèmi jẹ abọ́ ẹ̀ lélẹ̀. Yúgọ̀tì yẹn lélẹ̀. Èyí tí mò ń wá lẹ́yìn ẹ̀yìn mi ló wà mo tún lọ sí mo rò pé ó ṣì wà lókè ni. This is the cup. Èyí tó gbé mi jí lélẹ̀. This is what the boy put ẹ̀ mọ́tọ́ náà. Òun ló squeeze ẹ̀ fún rẹ̀. Ọmọ kékeré. This is why I woke up this morning for my son that was hungry. Abọ́ tèmi fi jẹun. Òun lélẹ̀. Spaghetti tó ṣe nígbà tí mo délé. Èyí tí mo jẹ sùn. Mo dẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé kò sí fork inú ilé yìí ni. I think the fork were dirty. Ask yourself the same thing. I hope it's the same thing in your own household in Yorubaland. That your families are not hungry. Because evidence points out that we have 130 million Nigerians that are living in abject poverty. I don't know the breakdown of how many in Yorubaland. Let's even accept that 10 million of our people have been betrayed by our politicians out of the 130 million. 10 million. Let's take 10 million out of the 130 because Nigeria is a big country. But it's not big for it not to be divided to smaller units. So that those 10 million, we can lift them away from poverty in a time frame, 10 years, 15 years. As against why Baba Akintoye is saying that politicians in Yoruba land have massively betrayed the Yoruba people. Is Baba Akintoye telling lies? Ask yourself again, based on your own local government. If Baba Akintoye is telling lies, you will know from the local government. Because the local government is the grassroots. The local government is where the problem that everybody is facing today is coming from. It is the responsibility of the local government to take care of our people. But the system is not there. Speaking exclusively to the Sunday Tribune, Professor Banji Akintoye said, the betrayal is evidence from the attitude of the Yoruba politicians who are seeking to take power and choose to close their eyes to the colonization agenda of the sadist, dead or alive, the former President Muhammadu Buhari, because he's now a former. So this interview was before Buhari left power. So the Yoruba politicians closed their eyes and allowed Buhari to kill 29,000 of us in 8 years. And you are saying that we are not in civil war. We are not in Asinin. 29,000 people died in Yoruba territory in the space of 8 years of the saddest, dead or alive, Buhari. 29,000. Even when I was doing the review of the IRA and the UK, for 30 years that they fought, 10,000 people did not die. That was for 30 years. Evidence pointed out that less than 10,000 people died. People died, but they got their freedom because there was a Good Friday agreement that led to the peace that we are seeing there today. And I saw this year that the same people that brought the peace is still advising that they should try not to allow the peace to fail again, because they don't want 8,000 people to die. So we are not important people. It doesn't matter how many of us die, as long as we are Yorubas, we are Nigerians. The world cares less about how many of you die on a single day basis. Your debt to the international community is nothing. The Yoruba politicians, I read that again, that are seeking power, we know them now. They've got the power that didn't allow, the reason for them not speaking out, as at the time that our people are massacred across Nigeria. Even Tinubu said, where are the cows? Why should I believe that it's Fulani that killed her fashion-rotted daughter? A 15-year-old woman was killed by Fulani terrorists. And Tinubu closed the eyes and say, there's no evidence of any cow. Why are we lying against the Fulanis? The interview is there because they have a mission. They are seeking power. Now he has got the power, at least temporarily, because we don't know what's going to happen from the election tribunal. There's an election tribunal, so nobody can say what is going to happen. Even though, again, all these prophecies, people are coming out, this and that, I don't know until the judges say this is going to happen, and then we will do analysis on that. And I'm not the one to decide. My job is to review whatever comes out as an outcome. If there was no election tribunal, we'll say Tinubu has won finally, nobody's disturbing him. But some people say, no, we disagree with that election. And those are the two other political parties, and they have the right. So the power that is seeking is still not balanced yet until the outcome of the election tribunal. Whatever the outcome, I don't know. I cannot predict. I am not going to predict anything. I will only go in accordance to whatever the outcome is, and we will do a review on it as at the time it comes out. Whatever the outcome. But this power was what they were seeking for, that did not want them to engage with the quest of the Yoruba people. Let's move swiftly again. We are now 19 minutes past 1 hour in the program. This program is not going to be more than 2 hours. So let's go swiftly into it again. Speaking exclusively to the Sunday Tribune, Akintoye said the betrayal is evidence from the attitude of the Yoruba politicians who are seeking to take power and choose to close their eyes to the colonization agenda of President Muhammadu Buhari administration. He said it was weird, in spite of visible signs of agenda all over the country. Everybody can see it. Even those that are not, open eyes. I mean, those that have physical challenge, they can feel it. Because the reign of problems across the country, the Yoruba living in the north can feel it. The Yoruba living in the southeast can feel it. In the middle belt can feel it, and vice versa. But everybody closed their eyes. They did not want to accept the truth. And it is just going to be 60 days in the next 72 hours that Tinubu has been in office. You can judge yourself what you think about the government. It is still early to call. But I don't think the dollar is going to drop down backwards. Neither is the pound sterling going to go backwards. Those two are the economy index that we can continue to gauge with Nigeria. So the more the dollar goes up, every other thing in Nigeria goes up. So only if Tinubu can reverse to bring the dollar back. How he's going to do that, I don't know. But we are waiting to see his cabinet of ministers, whether the same people that served you before or those that never served you in the first place, as I've said. He said it was weird in spite of the visible signs of the agenda all over the country, and especially in the Yorubaland. All politicians are thinking of are the 25th of February and the 11th of March. The 11th of March was postponed because there was too much pressure from the fraudulent Yakubu Mahmood, the INEC chairman, the bomb bastard. Some of you might say, "Shebo favor our Koiki, so why worry about that?" Okay, part of the marginalization that we talked about. It favors us. Maybe this favor should then bring negotiation and let everybody go. But if this does not happen, every one of you that endorse Bola Tinubu will be also held responsible for delaying the quest of the Yoruba people. If Tinubu does not propel a roundtable discussion to the dissolution of what is called Nigeria, and is just trying to fine-tune about economy, security, welfare, education, employ people, people chop money, people go this way, people go that way. By the time he completes his government, just like Buhari, dead or alive, has completed his own, just like Jonathan has completed his own, just like Baba Yabo, telling us now that Nigeria failed Africa. Tinubu will be saying the same thing. Then, you would also be held responsible for delaying this quest for Yoruba nation sovereignty. He has all the time. I am not in a rush, but we are monitoring while we continue our campaign. No, it's got nothing to do with that. A quest for sovereignty will continue with or without Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bohun kò ṣe the needful that we pray for. Tó bá wùn kó má ṣe, that will not stop our quest. But there will be much of us that will suffer should power goes back to the north, because they can listen to everything we have been saying anyway. So the chances for us to go now is there if the zeal is there from the Yoruba politicians. But if the Yoruba politician wants to be playing politics as they've done in 24 years, it will be the same problem that we will now much face when power rotates again. They're not going to give the power to the Southeast. Forget about that. They are already marginalized to the extent that they've taken them out of the picture. And I'll tell you, I picked up a comment from an Hausa guy that I follow on Twitter. I've told a lot of you, go and register for Twitter, but a lot of you don't do so. Let me see if I can bring it out quickly, because I do a lot of, posting on a daily basis. So I'm going to have to search for it quickly. Something of interest. Thank you so much, those of you on the Twitter space that we are also live. We are not taking any calls, neither are we allowing anybody to come on air. But we appreciate you and we know you're there. These Yeah, that's it there. This was posted by a guy called Shehu Ghazali Sadiq. I follow him back to back. From what he's going to say, you might know that definitely this one, either realistic or because realistic. Let's read what Shehu Ghazali said yesterday, 17 hours thereabout. I posted this at 16:12 p.m. yesterday, which is 12 minutes past 4 p.m. I don't know why some Northerners are angry that Southerners are insulting us and calling us names. It's actually responding to the picture of Davido being burnt in the north, Petrol and Ignite, because Davido has now touched their bone and they're not happy, just like Deborah was killed in the northern part of Nigeria. Let me read again. Shehu Ghazali Sadiq said, I don't know why some Northerners are angry that the Southerners are insulting us and calling us names. Are we not in this country? When this idiot called Wasapapi tweeted this nonsense in 2020 with a question mark. Oh, you think people will forget with another question mark? I am not angry at all. You reap what you sow. So who posted what and what was said in that tweet? I might as well just save these as well so that I don't lose it, because these are very important things that you save as journalists. Save it on my laptop. This WhatsApping posted in 2020. The Igbos are third-class citizens in Nigeria. I pity Eyomo Yoruba. You think the Igbos are joking like us? They are not joking. Not that they are good, if you want to put it and classify it like that. It's just that every one of us have our faults. Be it the Yorubas, be it the Hausas, be it the whoever in that contraction. The West has used us against each other. A lot of things are played out in Nigeria in 63 years. The West was behind it. The West was behind every single reason why we hate each other up to today. So let me read what this guy said in 2020. At WhatsApping, the Igbos are third-class citizens in Nigeria. This was posted at 4:20 p.m. on November 14, 2020. He didn't just post that alone. He added to it again. Let me read what he had to it. Oh, on second thought, he now came back again and said, oh, he did a mistake. That on second, oh, you can say something and say, no, I didn't get that right. He now came back and tweeted again under a few more minutes. Oh, on second thought, the Igbos are the fourth citizen in Nigeria. He actually put Hausa as number one. He loves the Yoruba people as number two. Let me see if any one of you can guess who is number three. Remember that he said the Igbos are number four. Tale Ropofisi number three. If you are truly understanding what is happening in Nigeria, based on, I'll just give you a clue, based on what Buhari said recently. Who do you think this guy put as number three? Somebody say Fulani. No. Well, not really. And you expect us to live together. You're right, Godlas Brown. He actually put the Igbos as number four and put the cow as number three. Ofimalushe number three citizen. Oalomuomo Igbo Ofimashe number four. I'm sure some of Yoruba people are happy. I I pray there's no civil war in Nigeria. I just pray. I pray that we don't go through another civil war. It will be very bloody. I just pray. This is how the Hausa see the Igbos. That the cow comes as a citizen before them. The Igbos will not be given a chance to have a presidency in 2031. Lenkonsi, I pray to Eledumare that there will not be civil war. The tension is high. They are marginalized. Not that they are perfect, not that they are good people. But this marginalization is becoming too unbearable. Let's go back. And I posted these yesterday. Arishekola, somebody stated in that same tweet, that means that the Northerners are the first-class citizens, the Yorubas are the second-class citizens, and the Igbos are the third-class citizens. Let this nonsense stop, please. Let us push for a division of this forceful marriage. I guess this is somebody that believes in Yoruba nation. This is how they look up to the Igbos in the north. And you expect us to live in harmony, side by side. Continue to live in denial. The wall is going to fall. How soon, nobody knows. But it can be done without bloodshed. If otherwise, blood will spill in Nigeria. There's no doubt in my mind. The marginalization is being shown to everyone. We are being marginalized, but maybe now that we have a Yoruba man in the realms of affairs, more Yoruba people will probably say, and if he has used the phrase cow, maybe we could term it as Fulanese. So he's even saying that the Hausas are, even though we know that the Hausas are gone, they've taken them out. Let's come back to the article of Babakintoye because I am now 1 hour, 33 minutes, 36 seconds, and we only have 27 minutes to the end of this program. So that means by 5:30 local time here in London, we end this program and we can all go back and sleep for those of us that still want to do so. I will try and mention your names before the end of the program. I will leave the last 10 minutes for such. Let's come back to Babakintoye article, and I'll post this for the benefit of those of you that wants to go and read it yourself as well, which I am just going to be doing right now quickly before I forget. Wherever you're listening, we have people listening to me. I have about 4 people that have joined us on the Twitter space. We have a few of you on the Facebook. We have a few of you on the YouTube. And we have those of you, let me see if anybody's in the Mixer Lab. Yeah, I have one person listening quietly from the Mixer Lab, which is just like an audio version. It's a little bit more cheaper compared to watching it on YouTube. You can always download these videos in case you can't watch the full clip live. You can start it and then come back and download it later, either through the Facebook. If I don't mention anybody right now, I got to respect my mom that is still awake with me. And I say, thank you so much. I didn't know she was awake. I know she's a late sleeper. We've actually changed the timing of all these, our mothers. She never knew I was coming out, but definitely is either she was still awake or she was just about to go to bed. But we will end this program in 27 minutes. So let's come back quickly again, see the last part of this article. And like I said, I'm seeing this article for the first time myself. I've shared the link and I'll be sharing it further as well. Our politicians betraying our nation in a massive way. The Fulani say they will conquer us and they have prepared all the ground for it. They have invited Fulani people from all over West Africa to come and they are pouring into the country and being given Nigerian citizenship and a voting card immediately. Evidence. Everybody saw the evidence before the election. We saw that they were, guarding people and say, how did they get the voters card? Nobody knows. Somebody brought them in, allowed them to have voters card, whereas people did not have voters card, or they had voters card, but they were thrown away because they didn't want them to get the numbers. All these played out in the election. We saw the droves. Everybody was asking, Nibolan people, Nibolon law, where are they going? We saw them in trucks, truckload, heading towards the south. They were stopped sometime in Ondo State. Some of them managed to get through. Some of them jump out. We even saw them, on the express. They were actually jumping off the truck. Don't be one ball. And when they jump, where are they going? Where are they living? How do we identify them? How do we trace them? Nobody cares. We all put that on a little marry to protect the land. Eventually, these same people, they see a woman, a Yoruba woman that has this nice body, and they are tasty of that, and they'll pick them up. And you know what happened? I don't want to go into details. They take the men and take them for ransom, and sometimes they kill them. They stop people on the high road and walk them into the forest that me and you will never. A lot of us are not doing hiking in Yorubaland because we can't do it. These are what Oyinbo people do around the world. They go hiking. There's sometimes they just go into the forest for days because they know that if they get lost in the forest, they will send a helicopter to come and find them, pinpoint them with their device. Some of them have device so that when they get lost, they will know the precise, because when you go into the deep forest, you could get lost. They prepare, they go for, outing. These same people are there in the forest, so none of us can go to those forests anymore. So our land has become no-go area. It does not matter where you are. The only places we go is just the one that we can see that, there's not too much problem. Maybe it has opened up. But in reality, these are what people go and enjoy, especially summertime now, but not now that we're having, all this wahala happening in Greece, the fire, the Italy, there's so many problems, around the world. I don't know what they're touching, that they're talking about climate change. All this is just happening. But in our own territory, no, do you hear that there is any fire going on in our forest? You will not tomorrow. We see burning of fires in Canada, but we don't see these in Yorubaland. Our gods are protecting us. But the animalistic Fulani terrorist is not allowing us to get to those forests. Some of us don't want to live in the city. We just want to live in a remote area. But it is not possible. Not because of Fulani. The internet, if I want to go and live in Fidepot, anything, can I guarantee that I can do live streaming like this? We see our media broadcaster in Nigeria. They struggle. They have to run the petrol. They have to look for the network. I am connecting how many devices now? A phone is being used for Twitter Space. A phone is being used on Olayomi Koiki on Instagram. I'm using my phone for the YouTube because I prefer that, because the phone is very clear, as you can see. If I use the laptop, sometimes it doesn't clear. I have Koiki Media on another phone. So that means 4 phones so far. I have the TikTok on. That's another phone. That's how many phones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have my iPad on. Then I have my laptop on. Then I have a big screen to my left-hand side. All these are connected. Can I do the same thing in Nigeria? In the Deporte area? Is the infrastructure there? So it's not about Fulani. I mean, I don't have to go to the farm. I can live in Ijebu, but as long as the infrastructure is there, I don't have a problem. I don't want to drink a water where I end up in the toilet because I'm purging, because the water is not safe. I don't want to be there and then people look at me as, Baba, and they come and knock on my door every morning. I don't want to go and live in Ijebu where people see me as I'm different from them, when actually we are all the same blood. These are the concern why your people that bought land in Ekiti, they don't want to live in Ekiti with you because they become people that you want to exterminate. They become the termites. That's why they come home and they spend more time in Lagos because Lagos, Abo Molashiri, some don't have a land in Lagos, but they've now rent property in Lagos as against renting in Ondo State. Some can still live in Ondo State, but they'll pretend that they are not from America, they are not from Canada, they are not from abroad. But people that recognize and say, Iyalagbaja already, Latibo, if America lewa, they know that you are not around. Especially our communities know who is at home, but Lagos, nobody knows anything. And the chances that they will know that you're in Lagos is very, very slim. Is that the kind of life you want to be living? Especially for those of us that wants to go home, we are scared to go back to our village. We have seen people in the village as witchcraft. We have seen them as people that we cannot live together with them anymore. Because the standard there is not the standard that we are living in abroad. Even àwọn tó jẹ́ villager tó ti lọ sékòó, ẹlòmíì ò pè lọ sí ìlú mọ́ because they believe that there is just this Egungun Calabar that is there, that is disturbing them. So the Egungun Calabar now, they have to go to any religious center to wash their head, to remove the Egungun Calabar. Rather, it's just that they are just going through emotional problem. They need counseling, which in UK, they'll tell you to book an appointment with your GP so that you can see counseling for whatever thing that is going wrong in your life. And if it's money, they'll tell you, have you applied for certain opportunity of benefit? And if you don't have food, whatever it is, there's always the government there to support and guide you. But in our own land, Buhari made an announcement that anybody from any part of Africa can come to Nigeria without any passport or traveling document. Whereas you cannot do the same thing to go to the nearest African countries, even South Africa, you will need a visa as Nigerians. Buhari opened up the borders. They came in their droves. They don't need to go on the aircraft. Can you climb with aircraft to say? These are animals that can walk long distance. They came in their thousands. Let's put it that way. We saw them going into Celestial Church and disvirgin a 15-year-old girl. Sleep with a woman that have not been slept with for over 40 years because she's now in her 70s. They actually slept with her. The recent one, which I picked up from the BBC Yoruba, 3 men were kidnapped. One was killed on the spot right away. The other 2 paid 5 million after so many days. Let's leave the Fulani alone. Let's come to the economy of Nigeria. That is biting every single one of us, including me. I sent 10,000 naira to my family for electricity that they are not providing. Not in Lagos. Their bill was 7,000. An elderly woman that probably doesn't even have any device that will consume 7,000. Do you know that 7,000 might not be a lot of money for us outside? But the average Nigerian salary is not up to 20,000. If she doesn't have that 7,000, they will come and harass her for the electricity that they're not providing in the first place. This is the Nigeria or the Yoruba land that we are going through right now. If she doesn't have me outside, where will she get the 7,000? There is no help from your representatives. Buhari and co. have also made things easy for international terrorist organizations. International terrorist organization. Maybe you don't know. ISIS is not Boko Haram. These are two different terrorists operating in Yorubaland. ISIS are very wicked compared to Boko Haram, but both of them are terrorists. And there are some other ones that are operating. They've turned Nigeria to a launching pad to prepare their jihad. We see fuel tanker all over Yorubaland. These are economic jihad. And the stupid, gullible people that have betrayed. A tank fall in Ore. And the least a pregnant woman. Nígbà tẹ́lómi ṣe ń wá oyún tó ti bímọ. Ó wá gbé oyún yẹn, ó gbé lọ síbi tó fi lọ scoop epo. Children went there. They thought it's a playground, pool of water. Nobody thought about taking about knowing fully well that they don't have the emergency services to help them in the first place. I said about a few days ago in one of the early hours program, if there was an emergency, who do you call? The crazy Yoruba people saw a fuel tanker that has dropped. We saw that in Ijebu sometime last year or the year before. Everybody saw the video. Explode. People were scooping granite oil. Explode. But this is a flammable. Okay, they don't even know what is flammable. But one more way, they ignite. But they are praying to God that I watched the video of dead bodies of Yoruba people. Out of being betrayed by their politicians, but they are now labeling us as the problem. Scooping this petrol. One thing led to something. It burst out. I saw the pregnant woman on the floor. I saw children on the floor. I saw adults on the floor. This is in Ondo State, the same state that petrol Boku Boku in Ilaje local government. That could have been turned things around, and nobody would have ever thought that even a tanker would not drop on the floor anyway, because the road would have been drivable, durable. While I was out yesterday, I could have recorded that anyway. But my instinct didn't talk about it just now. I'm thinking about it. Morrison petrol station. I saw the tanker as it drove past me. And it drove, and it went into that petrol station ready to be, discharge its content. The driver doesn't need to be worried that the road that is driving on is not drivable, is not durable. We talked about bitumen as if we own it. Hey, we have the largest bitumen in Ondo State. The same Ondo State have just allowed a truck. They should have used that same bitumen to fix the whole Ondo State to start with. So what is the essence of this? We have the largest bitumen, but we don't have people that have brain. The politicians I'm talking about. Oh, sorry, Akeredo, Ijaya Jaya Moriembe, a brother. Oh, sorry, Akeredolu is taking treatment. So the deputy is looking for how Akeredolu will die so that Wale the governor. That is how they're thinking of. If you think that your deputy governor in Ondo State is praying to make Akeredolu survive, we pray Akeredolu will survive and come back and take this post. But the deputy governor is already praying. That is the way they think anyway, because Konole, the big man, taking the shot. Is that not how they're all operating? The same people that you are expecting that they will serve you. Buhari opened the border for international terrorists to come and help in the Fulanis in their agenda. They are already well established. Iba Gani Adam told us in their large numbers across the Yoruba land, but nobody is concerned because we are waiting for a miracle to give us the new Nigeria. We are all waiting. In the midst of all these, our people in Yoruba land think that the best thing is to be contesting for election. a big Bible, or ti fún yín ní t-shirt. Ìwọ tó jó fún wọn during the campaign. Èlò lọ fún ẹ nígbà yẹn náà. Ṣé owó yẹn náà ló ṣe ń lò nísìnyí àbótí tán? We saw every one of you. I was shocked that more Yoruba people came out during the campaign because he's a Yoruba man. Why then are you complaining now? It's about funny time. He's working. Bola Tinubu is definitely working. Just give him time. Or communicate with the son. I went to Sheyi Tinubu's property that was brought here, that was bought in London. A lot of you were accusing me. Enemy of Fenkontoda. Any the property is not too far away from me, about an hour plus. I read all your comments. Enemy of Fenkontoda la yemi. So the problem that you're facing right now, just stay put. Tinubu is working. It will make Nigeria and the Yorubaland good for you. I pray so. We are just now 8 minutes. We will still come back on this same topic. I don't know when, but let me use this opportunity to appreciate as many of you as I can mention, because I have just 8 minutes to end this live transmission. Mojid Ibrahim, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Mrs. Kiki Fire, thank you so much. Amosun Shegun, good morning. Omo Damilare, good morning. Prince Adebisi, thank you for watching. And then we have Adams on the Twitter space. Easy Lee, thank you so much. OJ, Dr. Eddie, I know you were there all the way through. Thank you so much. Wisdom, thank you for listening. Bass Rodi, I believe I just saw RH. Thank you so much. Let me appreciate those of you on the TikTok as well. Oluwagbeminiyi, thank you so much, sir, for spending the time, because you could have been anywhere. Billions of videos are uploaded every day. So when people sit here and listen, it is just that they appreciate the time that we are also spending. Let me appreciate some of the other people that have joined us on the other network as well. Yawaramatu, thank you so much on Instagram. Aja Nisumbo. If I don't mention your name, please don't be upset. I'm just trying to say as many names. Don't Cafe for real, thank you so much. Tommy Mickey, thank you so much on the Olayomi Koiki. Evan Umokoro 5243. Thank you so much, our sister. I can see with your beautiful glasses like mine. K Felix, thank you so much. Shola Dudu, thank you so much. Aburo mi Remi Osun. Ṣé mosquito ni kò jẹ́ kó sùn ni? Ọlábàwà pẹ̀lú yín. Let's just stay put. It's going to happen in our lifetime. I tell you that. Safoli, thank you so much. Toki _778, thank you. Alex Prince, into YouTube, Nimakila Semawari. Taiwo, 28. Dr. Sheun Arolo, Yolemato Jumima, Abisadeni. Adebowale Collins, thank you so much. And I think that's how far I can say. I always miss people on the other platforms. So let me go there and appreciate you, those of you watching, because we are streaming on. Okay, Mommy Mitoyi Dada Ajayi, thank you so much. I can see you there. Let's see who is there again. Bear with us. Quite a number of you on the YouTube as well. Let's close this. Appreciation to those of you that also stayed with me. Saddam West said, I feel so sad for the people that voted for Bola Tinubu. Don't feel so sad. That is all they know. You know, they love him. You know, we saw them in Teslim Balogun, the shouting of Emilokon. He said that they can't hear you. Baby step of pain. I think they always say from grass to grace. Location 419 is from grass to grace. Mokimami wa Tony Dada, thank you so much. Seido Adefunke Yalal Barika, Tawata Wonfidaru Koima. Adeni Adejubre, thank you. Afa Falon Shaw Inyoda, am I prepared lati wa kirun? My brother, Ayomi Kundamiju, our Tori Twitter, thank you so much. Appreciation. Abiodun Mobile, thank you so much. And I think I should come now to YouTube. And Ìyá Oòduà gbogbo UK. Ó ti pẹ́ tí mo ti play orin. I gotta play it from the software. Mr. Femi Ola, thank you so much. Olami, use love. Whether you're in Germany, in America, in Togo, New Zealand, Belgium, in the 195 countries around the world, wherever you are, let us remember that our politicians are the reason why our people are suffering. So we're going to appreciate those of you in Russia, in Malaysia. The Yoruba nation is the final solution. Moscow boy, thank you so much. Isaac, good morning. Ayanfa Ibrahim, good morning. Olawale Jibono. Abimbola Degoke, thank you so much. Ayanfa Ibrahim, thank you so much. Triple DRS, Olademeji. My grandmother, Comfort Adeleye, you got it right. Cow is number 3. Voice of Yoruba TV. Thank you so much. And everybody should go and subscribe to that channel. There will be a lot of Yoruba program coming out of it. Voice of Yoruba Radio TV was launched. Their virtual live transmission. What I might be doing as well is maybe when I see when they're live, we might connect using our own MixLR to get the message out, so that I have 12 hours window with my MixLR, so I can always share some few hours with them as well. Thank you so much, sir. And to my brother Utman and the Ilano US for the launching. God Last Brown, Wasiu Taiwo, Yawa Olajiri Koka, Baba Kule Shita, and to my beautiful mom as well. And I think that's about it. Daniel Oyede, Mr. Wale Ikujimi. If I didn't mention your name, especially to the silent listeners, bear with me. And on that note, let's end the program because I have 3 minutes. Joe Balogun, thank you so much. Denix, ANT Dubai, ANT G, because you are 3 hours ahead of us. I still have to go back to bed and sleep a little bit more. Best Nana for life, thank you so much. And I think that's about it. If your name wasn't mentioned, don't take it too personal. And on that note, we continue to pray for the family of Chief Sunday, Dr. Oloye Igboho, or Dr. Oloye Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, for the loss of the mother. Proper updates will be given at the appropriate time. I'm sure you've seen the voice note of Komishola Kubodoku. So let us just continue to wait for further information. We're listening on the feedback from so many of you that are sending messages regarding what step Igboho should be taking or not to take. Elidumare will guide him. That is all I can say. He's in spirit himself, just as a lot of you are praying for him as well. But I don't have any communication or any updates to give more than the voice note that you've heard. And I'm sure there will be other people that will be talking about it. But at the appropriate time, if there's any message from him directly to you from me, I will be telling you. All I can say is that no money has been requested as far as I can say. But in case voluntary donation to him, there's nothing wrong in that. But on this mother's death, there is no monetary aspect from anybody requested, just in case. As far as I know. Baba Kitoye, we love you. We love all Ilana Modua, Canada, America, Nigeria, Yorubaland. My name is Olami Koike, and this is how far I can go. Have a very good morning. Good evening to those of you on the other side of the globe. And on that note, Odaro. Bye for now. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now. Thank you to all our